Today we're hanging with Abbey Sharp, blogger and YouTube host of Abbey's Kitchen.
Abbey is sharing all of her top business tips, including the #1 driver of traffic to her website.
Hi, I'm Tracy.
And I'm Jessica.
And this is She's on Top.
In our second video with Abbey Sharp, you're going to learn all the tips and tricks that Abbey uses to grow her brand.
In this video, you'll learn what goes into writing a cookbook,
how to reach out to brands, things to consider when creating an e-course,
the specific apps she uses to run her social media sites,
and as we mentioned off the top, the #1 driver of traffic to her website.
If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up.
And remember to click on subscribe and hit that little bell, because that's how you'll get notifications of our videos.
I'm a content creator as my profession, so I need to constantly be kind of reinventing myself, just to keep myself interested in this and doing this every single day. So in addition, of course, to doing blog content and doing a variety of blog content, from recipe development to nutrition, myth busting, to kind of mom truths and mom hacks, I also have a YouTube channel, and I also do a lot of traditional media like broadcast and sponsored and kind of spokesperson work. Collaboration is really key. I know for myself, I find that when I work with another YouTuber on doing a collaborative video, that it's great because their audience is going to have access and be kind of opened up to my world, where maybe they really had never thought of me or seen me before, and my audience is going to do the same for the other YouTuber I'm collaborating with. I learned so much about recipe development through that process that I had a professional photographer do the photos. I had a professional food stylist and food stylist assistant. I tested these recipes to perfection. I wanted to make sure that everything came out perfectly for the reader. So groceries alone are very expensive. Just writing the book alone was quite an expensive endeavor, and I don't necessarily expect to make that money back. However, I am hoping that writing the book is going to open up my audience and potential for audience to a much larger, broader set of people. And in doing so, hopefully will give me opportunities for better brand partnerships or other ways to make money down the road. When I started my blog, I thought, I don't even know how to even make money out of this, but I knew that working with brands was part of that answer. So what I ended up doing was I Googled Toronto PR agency food, because I knew that my blog was largely in the food space. But what I did was, once I established which PR agencies even had food clients through literally just Googling, LinkedIn is also a really great resource for that. But what I did was I just would call their main switchboard. Usually a receptionist would answer, and I would ask for a senior PR agent on the phone. And I would just ask them, give her a rundown, or him a rundown of who you are and what you're looking for. And usually then she or he would be able to tell me which food brands their agency was working with in general. And from there I was able to kind of get the contact information of the individuals and the individual PR agents who are working with each of those brands, and then send out emails specific to them. The courses that I currently offer are specific to food and nutrition personalities or professionals. So whether they're food bloggers, dietitians, nutritionists, that's my core audience, because the content that I'm sharing is specific to that particular niche or that genre. There's a lot of information online about how to blog generally, but I wanted to make sure that my YouTube video courses, or my media training courses, and now I'm working on releasing some social media courses, I want to make sure that the content I'm putting out there is specific to the food and nutrition genre. We use a number of different scheduling apps to just streamline the whole scheduling social media process. One that we really like for Instagram is Later. I find that I like the way that we can see the way all of the different posts are going to be looking for the week, and we can move things around. We can easily add hashtags. So Later has been really great. For Pinterest, I highly recommend Tailwind. There is no other app quite like it, and it's very, very efficient at helping us schedule all of our different different posts and repins for the week, and seeing which pins are performing better or which boards are performing better. So the analytics features are really, really, really amazing. There's a lot of great SEO plugins like Yoast, for example, that will help you write your blog content in an SEO-friendly way. Pinterest is actually my #1 traffic driver when it comes to social media. It always has been, and it continues to do so, because it's very easy for content to go viral, and it's very easy for people to access your content once you have a beautiful pin. So one of the upcoming social media e-courses that I have coming out is specific to Pinterest, and then we put an enormous amount of work into understanding the Pinterest algorithm and how it's performing and how you can get your pins to go viral. Because if you have a piece of content and you only need to create it once, you only need to create one beautiful pin and let the community kind of do its job and do its work to help that pin go and bounce from one user to the next user to the next user to the next user. And we consistently get traffic from, for example, putting out one pin one time, and that pin can get us traffic for months and months and months. I've had Abbey's Kitchen full-time for about 6 or 7 years now, and I'd say it took about 2 years or so before I was really making a decent income. So I really encourage people who are just starting out, don't be discouraged if you aren't necessarily making the kind of money that you want to be making. It is a process, and it is a difficult process because the world here of influencer and content creation is becoming more and more saturated. I was lucky in that I was able to kind of jump into it full time, but I know that for most people that's just not feasible, and that you kind of have to get your feet wet by doing it part-time while you also have like a full-time job, until you start to build up your audience and your opportunities, and then can kind of eventually make that leap into making this your full-time career.
If you like this video, make sure to check out our other nitty-gritty videos, because in those you're going to learn things like how to write an ebook, how to grow your email list, how to work with affiliate links, and much, much more.
And if you have any specific questions, please let us know. We love your feedback.
And as always, subscribe. We really want you as part of our community.
See you next time.